Okay. So, dear beloved community, brothers and sisters, friends, thank you so much for joining us today. If you're here, how many of you are here for the first time today? That's great. Thank you. And our brother who's lived here for a few years, first time too. So we can all be here for the first time with freshness. Let's practice that. Our sister Clytie was singing some songs for us, and our basic practice is mindful breathing. So how many of you have ever heard of that? Mindful breathing? A few of you? That's good. How many of you practice that every day? A few. So it's very easy to practice mindful breathing. It's very pleasant. It can be very relaxing and soothing. It just means when you breathe in, you know that you're breathing in. And when you breathe out, you know that you're breathing out. And you pay attention to the rhythm of your own breath. You're breathing all the time. But if we pay attention to it, it can actually be a pleasant and soothing, calming experience. If we don't try to change our breath or control it, we just make contact with it and appreciate it, that we're breathing, that we're still alive, we have this body, and it's a little bit of a miracle taking place, the exchange of oxygen, stuff happening in our body. So just, if you would like to practice that, we always practice that together at the beginning of our presentations. So please join us in the practice of mindful breathing. So just, if you want to sit in a way that's stable, it also helps to open up your diaphragm, this part of your body here, so that you can really allow the air to go in and out freely and naturally. So sitting up tall but also in a relaxed way can really help us to be present and to breathe. So has everyone found their breathing? Find where you experience the sensation, whether it's the rise of your abdomen, rising and falling of your abdomen. You could also put your hand there to feel it. Could be in your chest too, where you feel the natural rising and falling. Could be the air coming into your nose or mouth also. Just make contact. And we're going to do this practice of listening to the sound of the bell as we breathe together. So if you like, you can count your breaths too. You can count it on your finger if you want. So breathing in and breathing out, that's one breath. Breathing in, breathing out, that's the second breath. In, out, that's the third breath. So we'll have at least 3 breaths for each sound of the bell. You can really come into our body and our experience and observe that, make space for it, and allow ourselves to settle in to the moment here, which is a very special moment. So let us enjoy doing that. We'll have 3 sounds of the bell and 3 full breaths for each sound. Our sister will invite the bell for us. Okay, thank you for practicing with us. Was it okay? Pleasant a little bit? Not too bad? If it's the first time doing something like that, good. I would like to welcome our panel. We have brothers and sisters from our community here at the monastery up here today. This is a Q&A panel, question and answer, so I will just say the names of our sisters and brothers so we save some time for the questions. But yeah, no, we are here for you. The far end is my sister, our sister Linh, which means holy mountain. It's a nice, beautiful name. Thank you for being with us. Next to her is Sister Nghiem, which is, I believe she translates sister empathy. Is that correct? Yeah, thank you. Next to her is Brother Phap Nguyen. Nguyen means vow, but I believe, is that an okay translation? Vow? We have several vows actually in the community. We have a sister True Vow there. Next to him is Brother Phap, and his name also means like vow, promise or vow. So there's many ways to say the word, but so hopefully we won't get confused with them. But my name is Brother Fulfillment, and Brother Phap Man, and I think we're all happy to be up here, mostly happy. Maybe we're a little shy too, and but it's nice to have a chance to be with you today. So the question and answer program is a chance for us to kind of look into our experience, and look back at our experience, our daily life, see what it's like, how is it, what are the things that are challenging for us in our daily life, what is kind of not as easy as we might like it to be. Could be in the area of our relationships with our family or friends. It could be in the area of our work or our school. Could be about how we relate to various kinds of stress, like pressure to do or be a certain way. And it could be about our relationship to the world as a whole. Today, I think many of you, or some of you might be aware, there is a march happening in Washington, D.C. that's to raise awareness about climate change. So that is a kind of global or social issue that many of us are concerned about. It impacts all of life on Earth. And 6 of our brothers and sisters are there, monastic brothers and sisters are there. They will be marching, sending the energy of peace to everyone who is there. And I think around 1 o'clock is when they'll be gathering. So we can hold them in our hearts a little bit as we do our program also here. So again, it takes a little courage to ask a question in front of a group of people. It's normal. But your question is probably a question, if it's a question of your heart, like it's really something that has to do with your real life and your real challenges, it probably is a question that many of us have. So asking that can be a way to help everyone look deeply. And you don't have to say a lot. It can be short. But you can say what you need to say. And we'll listen. We'll put up the questions on the board, and we'll take turns to share our experience more than to answer or give you the answer. It's more about sharing our experience and giving maybe some ideas about how to practice from our experience. So does that sound good? Have I left anything out in my panel, brothers and sisters? It's okay. Any Any questions about the question and answer before we start? Okay, it's good. It's probably clear enough. Is there someone willing to write on the board? Yeah, great. Our sister Light will write on the board. Anyone has a microphone to take around to the... And Mimi is there. She's walking around with a microphone. So let's just do the practice with the bell again to really stop again. We have a practice called stopping, which is to stop the activities of our mind, which is the constant thinking, analyzing, discourse in the mind, might have to do with the future or the past, to just really stop that, to allow that to stop and come into the present moment, to really arrive in our bodies, in our hearts. And from that place of stillness, you can see, you can ask your heart, your, if you like, subconscious mind, what is the question of my heart? And maybe it will come up as you give space for that, as you listen to the sound of the bell. Okay?
So, dear respected Thai Day community, we are very nourished up here to see so many young faces down there in the audience. So we would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge we know there is a group of teens and parents from First Presbyterian Church. We also have students from William Patterson University and the Yoga Meditation Club are here with us this morning. So let us give them a big welcome this morning. So by saying that, we would like to encourage the teens to ask the question first. So there are 5 of us are up here this morning. So maybe we would like to invite the teens. Maybe you can ask 2 or 3 questions, and then the young adults. Okay. So Mimi is actually standing in the back with a microphone. So if you're ready, you just raise your hand and she will pass the microphones to you. And if you are shy, you can actually write it down and you can pass it on to us. Thank you.
Why do you guys have to shave your heads? What are the beliefs in the Buddhist religion, the core?
There's a question up here in the front.
For those of you who weren't always part of the monastery, what brought you to the monastery?
So So, dear friends, we have 3 questions that are about us, which is fine, but we would really like to help you. So if you would like to ask a question that might help you, we would really value that. Thank you.
Do you guys experiment with any kind of alternative dieting, and what's your experience with that? Because I'm currently trying to experiment with fasting and veganism, so.
Hi. I struggle with anxiety, and so I was wondering how or what tips you have for finding inner peace and calming your mind.
What is your relationship with nature?
Do you want to put that question in terms of something that's important to you? Yeah? Is there something that's meaningful to you? Yeah.
Maybe in terms of animals?
We'll take just one more question. Is that okay to start with? And then I didn't say how many we would take. And now all the questions are coming. That's great. Once we warm up, it's good. How many would the panel like to take? Some are easy, so. Quote unquote, easy. 7. Okay, we're going to do 7.
So, going back to the anxiety theme, specifically, how does one escape the anxiety of surviving in this world? Whether it's as I crest my halfway point, supposedly, in my life, I worry about what will happen to me as a female growing older in this society, the way that it values youth and the way that money is so important. And then I suppose in the theme of asking you to reflect on that, how do you feel at peace with yourselves if you are supported by others, essentially? In terms of my own self feeling at peace, I'm always feeling like I'm struggling to feel supported by this world. So.
So I noticed that one of the brothers from the school group raised his hand kind of at the last minute there. Would you be willing to, if you're okay, just take that one question and then we'll call that good. Oh, hang on a sec. She'll bring that microphone to you so then we get it. It'll be easier to get the...
Thank you. My question was, how do you practice staying mindful in your everyday lives with everything that's going on? Because even for me, like when I look at everything, that would be the challenge for me, to stop and take that breath and be mindful at that moment. And that's something that has to happen at all times. So how do you guys practice that?
Our friend wanted to just clarify number 2. The question, what are the core beliefs of Buddhism as it relates to finding our peace and happiness? Thank you.
So thank you very much for your questions. And we can give our panel a chance to answer. May I invite our sister on the far end? Would you like to start? Yeah. Okay. Great.
Dear respected teachers, dear Sangha, so many interesting questions. I don't know where to begin. I think I like to relate to the 7. What I heard was about how to relate, how to be at peace with the future. Which was the question that I struggled with a lot when I was a layperson. And even after I was ordained, I also sometimes I worried about my parents. I'm an only child, and so I'm not sure how I can take care of them. I used to worry about when I'm getting old, But one thing that made me stop worry was actually the Buddha teaching that you not actually know where you're gonna live, when you're gonna live, how long you're gonna live, and you may die tonight. You may just go out and got hit by a car, or I just go out and hit by a car and die now. So it's kind of like, it's maybe the thing that we worry about so much, we won't live until that long to worry. So, to just, which is true. I heard some of my friends or somebody that I knew that they're just 20. They're just on their 20s and in their 20s, and that they're gonna live and they worry about the future and something. Just one day, they got heart attack, and which was expected for 20s or 30s years old. So I think the best way to prepare for whatever come into the future is to live your everyday life the fullest, the best you can, and we can cross that bridge when it come later, which it might not arrive. We might not arrive at that bridge. So I think we just live in our day in mindfulness, and we prepare ourselves to be peaceful, to be happy. If we can live ourselves happily and peacefully in this very moment, in this daily life, so whatever's come, we can be peaceful. Whatever does will come. But if we're not preparing ourselves, if we're losing our time for worrying, fear or anxiety, and we haven't nourished our peace and joy and happiness, so when the storm comes, we're not ready. Like now we still okay, we still young and we still healthy, and we still happy enough conditions to be happy. So we're starting to nourishing our happiness and peace and joy. Now, get ready when the storm comes. And I like the one of the topic of Dhamma talk I listened. It said, don't worry, everything is out of control. So whether you worry or not, whether you're anxious or not, whether whatever you feel or not, is it gonna come? It's gonna come. You just got to be ready to whatever is come, and don't expecting. I think most of the thing will turn better than we expected. When we plan something, we sometimes we train to hope for the worst, to think about the worst case scenario, so we can be prepared. I think it's our nature that if that come, but we hardly think about the thing that it might not come, or it's come in a much better term. You know, this is our nature to survive. To survive when we were just we were cavemen. You have to be prepared for whatever to come. But but sometimes things turn much better, and we can put our attention into the brighter side. You know, half full of the cup, not half empty. So, and many times if you look, you see it's true. It's true. Thing doesn't always turn to the worst, and sometimes we're wasting our time to worry, and when the thing comes, it's so much better than we thought. And I think we shape our head, and we don't have to worry about bad hair days, and we don't have to waste our time to think like, how's my hair look today, and what the style, should I dye my hair purple? So it's kind of like we can put our more time and energy into the practice and I believe that in the Buddha terms, it's kind of the way to show like your status, that you are not a king, you are not a merchant, you are practitioners, you are monks or nuns, who devoting yourself into the practice, to renounce all the caste systems. But here it's very good, it's very cool. It's a bit too cold in winter. I'd like to stop here and thank you for listening.
So good morning, friends. Thank you for coming. I'd like to share a bit about the question, what are the core beliefs in Buddhism? As far as I know, there is none. To me, I see it's kind of asking for troubles to start with beliefs. Let's say I have this belief, but the reality shows me otherwise. So then it creates a lot of tension. What do I do? Am I ready to let go of my belief? Or do I have to let go of my religion? And when someone else comes with other beliefs, it's very easy to get into arguments. You say there is one God, I said there is three, let's say. And so we're fighting for ideas, so we just learn ideas and we repeat, and then we get into fights for, it's not even our ideas. We think it's our ideas, but we just learn for somebody and then we repeat. So for me, personally, and as And also the way I understand Buddhism, it's not so much about what you believe, but it's more of a training, training for human beings. Yeah, so the Buddha offered us 3 types of trainings. Yeah. Tisika means the threefold training. Yeah. And the first one is training in, we could say ethics, or sometimes in morality or precepts. So Buddhist ethics is not so much about good or bad. We don't define good or bad in arbitrary ways, or because the text said so, or because this teacher said so, but it's about happiness and suffering. Yeah. So if you something that's not conducive to your own happiness creates a lot of suffering for you, creates suffering for others, then you want to stay away from it. For instance, killing. So you don't want to kill because it just makes the hatred grow in you. And it creates a hell for yourself and creates hell for others. You can destroy families, creates a lot of guilt in you. So that's why we want to stay away from killing. And the same goes with stealing, having extramarital relationships, or having sexual relationships that are not respectful or destructive, like raping, for instance, or sexual abuse. We don't want to lie or to use hateful speech. And last, we don't want to use alcohol or any form of intoxicants like drugs that can make you addicted, that can destroy your health, and so on. And then the second type of training is the mindfulness or concentration. So as Brother Phap mentioned, we use our breathing, feeling the in-breath, feeling the out-breath, and it can help us to relax our bodies, be more available to life, and from that point to enjoy more things we already have. Yeah? And it can help us to be with our suffering. And to be with our suffering is already compassion. Compassion means to be with with the suffering. And the last type of training is understanding or wisdom. This is only possible with a deep look into reality, which in turn is only possible with mindfulness. Yeah? So if you're thinking about the past all the time, thinking about the future all the time, you don't have the mental clarity to look at what's going on in real life, in the here and now, and to understand. And this understanding it can be understanding about many things, but it's always related to happiness and suffering. So for instance, the way I eat, you were asking about the diet. So let's say I just had breakfast and now I feel so full, I have stomachache, I feel so sleepy. So maybe if I'm not mindful, maybe I don't even notice it, So now you're a bit more mindful, so at least you notice it. Or I have stomachache, or I feel so full. And if you're even a bit more mindful, you can get deeper into this kind of feelings, Really, how does it feel a deeper way? And if you're even more mindful, you can start to ask yourself, why? And maybe you realize that you had, 3 bowls of muesli this morning. And so you make the relationship between how you suffer and what you do. You see? So you connect the dots. And this is understanding. And the same so it's true with your own suffering, but it's also true with other people's suffering. So if you see your partner is very sad, so you try to inquire and you try to create the conditions for happiness. So again, it's about training. First is, ethics, your behavior, ethical behavior. Second is mindfulness throughout the day. And third is understanding. And just like with all, scientific experiments or research, you need a criterion, right? Criterion, yeah. And here the criterion is happiness and suffering. Yeah. So you learn from your own experience. So again, best not to start with any beliefs. Yeah. Thank you.
Dear Thầy, dear community, thank you for giving out such beautiful questions. We learn a lot from all the questions. I feel myself resonating to question number 8, how to maintain mindfulness in the midst of a chaotic world. But what I understand from you is how to keep the practice, the daily practice, like what we do here, and then you can do the same at home. I think this is a very frequent question our friends often asked when they came to the monastery and spent a couple of days or some retreats with us. They learn the art of mindfulness through daily actions, through sitting meditation, walking meditation, eating meditation, and they enjoy peace doing that. Over here, I think we do the same thing with you guys out there. We have a daily routine of working, walking, cooking, eating, every single thing here. I think we do the same thing, the same with you all, but with the pace of a slower pace. Yeah, and we share our mindfulness, our awareness in whatever action that we are doing. We try to bring our mind back to our body, establish ourselves in whatever we are doing, establish ourselves in the present moment, because we know that that's the only moment that we can live in. That's the precious moment that contains the past, that contains the future. The future depends on our present moment, or depend on us at that moment to be carry on. So with that, we experience peace, tranquility, and then I think we offer that collective energy to our friends here, and our friends also enjoying that. And I know that it's hard when we go back to our home and with all kinds of worries, anxieties about our career, our daily routines, our working, worry about our children. It's hard for us to apply those things. But I remember when I was a lay practitioner and I came here and enjoyed the practice, I came back home at that time and make a vow to do walking meditation. Yeah. After this, you will have a chance to do walking meditation with the Sangha. It's easier to do walking meditation within the big community, but it's hard to do at home. But I try to focus myself on the breathing. Yeah. I don't think when I walk. Yeah. I use my breath as the anchor to really walking, getting in touch with my body, so that I don't need to walk like a ghost. Yeah, I'm getting in touch with my body, with the ground that I'm walking, with the ability, the capacity that I'm still able to walk, because I'm aware that I know that one day I will be very weak. I will getting old, and I'm not able to walk solidly, stability on this planet Earth. So walking like that calm me down, and it doesn't make me to think of anything else at all. Whatever will come, it will come with the moment. The moment that I'm walking, I just walk to calm me down. And also, Brother Phap share, Brother Fulfillment share a little bit about stopping here. I see that it's very important to stop, because we are easily carried away with things going on in the world, with the news, with the phone. Yeah. So the tricks that I told my sisters to do, my blood sisters, because she's working in a very busy environment. I told her that whenever you hear a phone call, don't pick up the phone right away. Just pause for a moment, for 1 second or 2. If you have time, 3 seconds. But if you don't have time, 1 second is good. And smile before picking up the phone. Pause and smile. Whatever that you will receive from the other side of the phone call, you are willing to offer to that person a smile and a little bit of peace. That's it. And my sister told me that it came out, the result coming out is very effective, very wonderful, because she doesn't feel anxiety or anger or complaints at all. But whatever that come up, with her smile, with a bit of her peace, she can calm down herself and even the people on the other side of the phone. So I know that you receive a lot of phone calls every day from your family, from your work, from your friends. If you don't have anything to offer to them, a little peace from yourself, a smile, even though they cannot see it, but they can feel it, and it's enough for them. And stopping for yourself too. That's a gift for you too. If you don't practice it, then you cannot give it to your friends, to the people surrounding you. So whatever that I'm doing, I also share with my family and my friends. I always urge them to wake up 10 minutes earlier than their routine, and just give them 10 minutes to sit, to calm down before they start a day, and use that time as reservoir time in order to be ready to cope with anything that's going on in the world, in their daily lives. Living in a monastery, we are very lucky to have a stable environment here. Yeah. Relating to the first question, I would like to share a tiny bit about my my shaving head here. Every morning when I wake up, I touch my head, and it reminds me of being a nun. It reminds me of how lucky I am to live in the Sangha, to live in a supportive community that helped me to practice, to keep my practice, my daily practice at a routine. And I enjoy a lot of the inheritance, a lot of the peace, the collective peace, peaceful energy from the Sangha. So the tips that I gave to you is just small. I also sent out the invitation for you all to come here and spend a couple of days with us, so that you can enjoy more of the practices here. You can experience more, and you can strengthen whatever that you need for your practice and bring back home. It will help you to strengthen your practice and make you stronger to cope with anything in your life. Okay. Thank you for your listening.
Dear respected Thầy, dear community, I'm actually resonate with the question number 5, which have not been responded yet, how to calm anxiety. It is very interesting that last night I had a dream. In my dream, this is actually my dream, okay? Last night I had a dream. I saw my mother, whom I haven't seen for a long time. She passed away almost 10 years ago, and I hardly see her, even in my dream. And it was very interesting somehow that I saw her again in my dream. And as I recall, in my dream last night, I went out with her, with another group of brothers and sisters. We went somewhere. I don't remember exactly where we went, but somehow that we ran into a shopping area, and my mom was looking into this shop, and she saw there were mannequins for sale. You know, those sculptures that are beautifully dressed, and somehow she was very interested to buy one of them. And I tried to talk my mom out. And I asked her, why would you like to buy a mannequin? This is for a shop, for people who have a shop and they buy and they can decorate in the shop. And if you were to buy it, you bring it home, what are you going to do with it? Where are you going to put it? You're not going to expect me to look at it every day, do you? After having a conversation with my mom, I wouldn't be able to get her out or talk her out. So it was a little bit upsetting. So I could feel in my dream, I could feel there was a very strong and irritated energy that arose in me. But I love my mother very much. So I did not want to let my energy to affect her beings, her joys, and so on. So I decided to go for a walk. I was like, why don't you just hang around here with the brothers and sisters? I'm just going to go for a walk and I will be back. So I took a walk. Somehow the walk led me into this high-rise building. And by the time I get down, it was getting a little dark. And I tried to find my way back to the shop where I was. But somehow I lost the way. And I started to get anxiety. I was like, oh no, my mom must be very worried about me, wondering where I am. So I started to get anxiety more and more, and my heart started to pound. This is actually in my dream. And I remember, well, I entered this building to a different entrance. So when I exit, it's a different exit. So therefore, it's a different side of the street. So maybe what I can do is let's just take a pause and stop and breathe for a minute or two. Basically just reposition myself. And I did that. And after breathing for a minute or two and I felt calm, I said maybe I can just walk around the building. Maybe I'll be able to recognize the entrance that I walked in earlier. And from there, I can find my way back to where I was. So I did that. So yes, I went back to the original point where I came in. I went around the building and I found my way back to the shop where my mom was. So anyway, that's the story that I would like to share with you is about seed of angers, seed of anxiety. These are actually just a different kind of energy that we all have in our daily life. And especially when we live in this chaotic world, at this time of, in the world right now, there's a lot of things that are going on. So it's very easy for us to get drowned into depression, anxiety, anger, frustration, and so on. So in our practice, especially in the meditation practice, it helps us to actually come back to take care of ourselves, to take care of whatever we need to take care in order for us to be calm, to be peaceful. In the Buddhist meditation, we see meditation is like a bird with two wings. One wing is like stopping, and the other wing is looking deeply. And as we know that the stopping is very fundamental. And my sister shared earlier about the aspect of stopping. First thing, what are we stopping? Stopping all of the happy energies that we have, the energy that always running, pushing us to run. And the energy can be anxiety, anger, frustration, hatred, discrimination, and so on. So we learn every time that we feel there is the kind of energy that arises in us, we learn how to stop. And how do we stop? My sister shared earlier by using the basic practices that we practicing every day here at our monastery, by coming back to ourselves, follow our breathing, do walking meditation, and so on. And to do that, we just put our mind, we bring our mind back to our body, really concentrating on the breath at the moment that we take in and out. At the same way with our steps. We just bring our mind down to our footstep and really focus on it. So learn how to stop by doing that. When we learn how to stop, then we can recognize. Our first part is to recognize that there is a feeling of anxiety, a feeling of anger, frustration, and then we practice to stop. And when we stop, we are calm, and then we learn how to embrace it. It's just like a baby. When a baby is crying, we just calm and paddle just a little bit. You don't have to do anything, so we don't have to do so much. By offer our present, the baby, that itself is we help to calm down the baby. So our practice, we just do as that. just to recognize, to be there, and to embrace it. And once we have the calm and the peace, then we can look deeply into as to why that we have this kind of energy of anxiety, energy of anger, frustration, and so on. And when we are calm, we look deeply, and we can understand as the nature as to why. And only with understanding actually can help us and can liberate us or free us from those difficulties. And as I share with you about my story, about a dream that I had with my mother, and when I got up from the dream last night, I was so grateful to the practice that we are doing every day. So every day that we're doing this meditation, cultivating the seed of mindfulness and concentration every day. And this is slowly is ingrained into my thought consciousness. Even in my dream. Even in my dream something happened, then I still remember what I should do and what I should not. So having said that, so the practice helps us to do it every day. We don't have to wait until that we get into the situation that we are so depressed, so angry, have a lot of anxiety, then we started to practice. It may be too late by then. So I'm very happy today that the young people are here with us, the teens, the young adults. You're here, you learn this practice. And you'll be able to learn, and maybe you can start it from today. It's amazing. It's just a little, very simple practice. Just follow your breathing, or be mindful with your steps. But the impact can be very profound. It can really, really save life. 2 years ago, I was very, very sick. I was very, very sick. And at the moment, I could barely breathe anymore. My mind was scattered everywhere. And everything was so dark to me. At that moment, I came back to myself. I could not let my mind become so dispersed like that. I need to actually manage my mind. I need how to really to bring my mind back and really to be in the present. Just thinking like that, and I just follow my breathing, in and out, in and out. It took me a few minutes for me to really calm myself down, and from there I could find a way out what I'm supposed to do, what I should not. So anyway, thank you for asking the question. I would like to stop here because I know that we have a few more questions to respond to. Thank you very much for your deep listening.
Dear beloved community, brothers and sisters and friends, I want to have us check in with how we're feeling right now. Just examine your body, how it feels. You can do that with the breathing, and also do that first, and then examine with care your feelings, how you feel. Let's listen to one more sound of the bell, please. I feel very moved by the sharing so far from my brothers and sisters. It's a kind of food, like to have that part of your mind, to have it nourished by the energy of mindfulness and compassion. I hope that you can feel that a little bit from our brothers and sisters. I could feel that. I also, it was a little tiny bit of a nervous feeling, just sitting in front of a large group of people, but also a lot of care and compassion. I could see, you might notice this if you do this practice of stopping and looking deeply in the presence of other people. You can learn a lot and you can see a lot just by looking at another person's face. By looking around at your faces, I can see some of you are sleepy. Some of you are a little tired. Some are bored. Some are in pain. I can really feel that. So I think it's very important, just sharing for me, like, this experience of being together. I think it's very important in terms of the questions in our practice to be willing to learn with help and guidance how to be present for our pain or our suffering, our difficulty. That to me is one of the most important things that we could learn, and it's helped me a lot. It's not always easy to do. It's a kind of willingness to approach and be present for what is not going well, what is painful in our experience. So I want to have us try to do that. If you have, I want you to take a moment, because we're in a space where the energy of mindfulness is here and collectively we are together. So if you can feel that you're safe and on the earth, and there's an energy of life present, let us just take a moment to allow what is a little bit painful, a little bit difficult for us, to really be present and to imagine that we're embracing that the way a mother would embrace a child who has some pain, is crying or something like that. So just to feel that whatever the thing is, whether it's pain in the body or grief or anxiety or fear or anger, whatever that is that's alive, invite that to come up, and we just tenderly hold that for a moment as we listen to the sound of the bell. So thank you for doing that practice. There's a couple of things I wanted to say. One is that I think there's some good news for our Christian brothers and sisters, is you don't have to be a Buddhist to get in touch with this energy of compassion and energy of mindfulness. That is our human inheritance. So that's very beautiful, and it's also part of all the world's spiritual tradition. So that's, using the Christian phrase, good news for us. Also, I think what I learned from our teacher, what inspired me to join this tradition, is that also it's good news that we have some suffering, and that is hard sometimes to appreciate. But if you look at it, you can see it's because we suffer that we want to find a way to feel well, right? And that's, if we don't have that, we don't have the motivation to do it. So it's also good news. I would say, in terms of the questions still remaining, I will share about what practice helps me the most is to be in nature, to spend time outdoors in nature, especially with friends. Sometimes by myself, to have the balance. And I think one of the things that it helps me to do is feel connected to something that's me in a way, but it's a bigger kind of me, and that is a very beautiful feeling. It has a lot of space in it. It also teaches me things about, like, just laying down on the grass and watching the clouds go by is a kind of teaching about that, they're changing and moving, and that's also true. It helps me reflect on my own experience, that it's also always changing. And so our brother, he shared a little bit about pursuing the truth and finding out what's true. I think that's a big part of the spiritual path for me, and for me, being in touch with nature is a kind of way to witness that truth, the reality of things as they are. So when I can see that I'm made of the water and the air, and feel that and be in its presence, it's very healing. It can be very healing. So I would say, in terms of some of the other things too, like our diet, it's also a way to see, like, when you were in nature, you see, like, oh, this plant, if you walk around in our garden, you see, like, oh, that plant, maybe I will eat it tomorrow. It's very real. It's like, where did that plant come from, and what made it be there? And so it's a kind of connecting thing that can help. I think our brother Phap Promise already shared a little bit about the way of examining diet too, so I think we covered that also. But yeah, the other thing that came to mind was just what has nourished me a lot, and also talking about what brought me to the monastery, besides getting in touch with a very what I found to be a very powerful and relevant teaching, just like hit me, kind of like, wow, that's really amazing. Like, suffering could be a good thing. That's something I hadn't thought of. That is one thing. And then another thing was that it really helps to be with other people, to have a group of people to support you. I found that it resonated with me right away, that I started actually to attend a church when I first heard about the practice of mindfulness from the Buddhist perspective, because I have a Christian background, and it was very helpful. I could see right away the power of being together and sharing practice and life together. So that's why I'm here. I like the full-time practice, and because it's hard to do, that's another, like our brother asked, like, how do you do that all the time, mindfulness all the time? That's another reason why I'm here, because you get 24-hour, 7 days a week support. Sometimes I ask myself, why doesn't everyone live at the monastery? But I don't know. It's it's not that easy, and there's other things that people want to do too. So I've learned that to let that question go and be like, oh, we need other people to do other things too. Not everyone can do that, but we can all be mindful. And one thing that's nice about having a monastery is kind of like going to the gym, If you want to get strong, then you go to the gym, you train. and you get stronger. You don't want to try to do it all in one day. You're going to hurt yourself. You got to be wise. And it's great to have a coach too sometimes. Have a trainer, you know, like someone who's done it before you. So hopefully we have some experience collectively, our experience of training for many years. And we want to give that to you. So don't be afraid to come here and ask us questions, even one-on-one. And yeah, we're always, even though we have some experience, we always are learning more. And it's a joyful path of learning. So we encourage people to, when they go out of the monastery, to organize communities or groups where they can continue to practice mindfulness together, because it works better that way. It's like being on a team. It's like your friends call you up and say, "Hey, let's go." I use a sports analogy a lot. I love sports, so let's play some basketball, you know? We have a basketball hoop out there. So it's easier to be motivated when you do it as a group. Okay, I want to stop there and we'll listen to the sound of the bell and see if anyone else would like to share anything. Thanks. I don't know if my brothers or sisters have anything else they wanted to add before. What's that? I don't know if we covered everything. If you feel satisfied. You want to say something about it? Anyone? We have just about 5 minutes, so yeah, okay. Yeah, short. So we have a short time, but it's enough time. Okay.
Tidy Sangha. I just share a little bit about the nature and animals. I think the sister who knows me know that I always wish we had a dog in the monastery. I feel like for me the nature is it's a source of the healing and nourishing energy for me. So I feel whenever I have something coming up, or whatever unpleasant feelings, and whenever I go out to the nature, it's like I'm embraced by the healing energy, by the nourishing energy that like neutralize my feelings and make it turn in the better way. And also the nature is so beautiful. Most of the time I have problem concentrating on my walking meditation because it's so beautiful everywhere, every season. So and one thing like the nature is really teaching us the Dharma. And I work in a garden, so the Mother Earth is really show us the embracing quality. Yesterday we work in the garden, Jing and me and Joe and Jeans. So we did a lot of weeding. And I know that Mother Earth not suffer if whatever grow on her, wheat or vegetable, because she doesn't have the discriminative mind. But I was suffer because I want my vegetable garden to have vegetable, not weeds. I'm a sufferer not because of the weed, not because of the earth, but I suffer because my mind, my need, my craving, I want something else that is not there, and I don't want something that's there. That's the thing that actually that's a real source of suffering for me. And there's so many things that when I read Thai's book, and whenever I'm in the garden all by myself, and just be there 100% with the nature, and it's make me understand the Dharma more. Yeah, many quality of the nature. I think it is because the Dharma is everything that is. The Dharma with the small d, it means everything. So it means the nature. So the nature always shows you the teaching. If you are there to be, to feel, to receive it. And I love animals. I always wish that we have 2 or 3 ducks in the garden to eat slugs. And also a big dog to mark territory and protect the ducks. To chase away the pests, don't have to kill it. Just, the smell of the scent of the big animal, predators, so I can chase away groundhogs. Which eat most of my vegetables every year. See my discriminative mind. Of course, I want groundhogs to have some food, but I want us to have some food too. And I like animals in terms that I think we can communicate with them without the words. I feel like I communicate well with intention or mind, energy, but for wording, sometimes I feel like I cannot communicate well when I have to put out into words, and sometimes I feel words can have a lot of wrong perceptions. Distorted from the sayer and then the receiver. So, I feel like I enjoy communicating with animals. So thank you for listening. And if you have free time, you can enjoy working in the garden. Thank you.
Dear community, it seems like there's another question that has not been responded yet, which is the question number 3. What brought you to the monastery? Just to make our friends happy who asked this question, so I just like to say a few words briefly. Some of us who came to the monastery when we were very young. So I suppose the reason that when we came to the monastery we were young because we enjoy being fun, having fun. As you can see, some of our brothers and sisters are always smiling and laughing. Being a monastic can be very joyful, can be very fun. It's not as serious as you think. Life in the monastery is not about sitting on a cushion 24 hours. But a lot of things that we do here can to cultivate joy, happiness every day. You see, we have a tennis court, we have basketball court, all kind of things that we do here. We play a lot. And some of us who came to the monastery later in life, we had gone to a lot of experiences in life. So we had moments of up and down. So we learned a lot what is going on out there. So we found this practice. We found this a healthy, meaningful, and peaceful lifestyle. So therefore we committed to live. And I am one of the examples. And I enjoy being here as a monk. And every day I discovered new things about myself, about life, about nature, which make my life more rich and more fascinating. And so I really enjoy and appreciate this kind of lifestyle. As I say, it's very meaningful and very peaceful compared to the life that I used to live before. So heaven says that if you are young and if you don't know what to do with your life, if you want to take a break, maybe this is an option. You can think about it. thank you very much for this wonderful and fruitful session this morning that we have together. It is now a little bit past 11 o'clock, and I think it's time for walking meditation, right? Okay. So let us listen to three sounds of the bell together, and let us sit upright, solidly, beautifully, relax, and we can just enjoy three sounds of the bell together by coming back to ourselves, follow our in-breath and out-breath.
Dear brothers and sisters, thank you everybody. I always feel like question and answer sessions are a bit like making a cake. So the questioners and the answerers are a bit like the sugar and spice, and everybody listening is a bit like the flour and the water, binding it together and giving it a space to manifest. So I hope the cake came out well for everybody today. And thank you all for being here and being a part of this. So I'd like to just share a few things with you to make your day here more comfortable. And the first thing is that behind the meditation hall we have a restroom block. And what else do I want to share with you? Many things. Today we have normally walking meditation starting at 11, but we would first like to offer an orientation for anybody who is here for the first time today. So could you please raise your hand? Okay, so if you could all meet over by the grand piano after the announcements, and then we will meet across the road in front of the blue building for walking meditation when you hear the next sound of the activity bell. After walking meditation, we will have Dharma sharing. So if you didn't have a chance to ask a question today, you can also ask a question in Dharma sharing. And I heard that so we will have 3 groups for Dharma sharing. One will be here in this big hall, and one will be across the road next to the children's playground. It's called the Jade Candle Hall, but it's not actually jade, but the roof is green. So you can find that over across the road. And then we will have a group sharing on an Earth Holders group, environmental. Yes, our brother will share about that. And that will be in the Brothers Dining Hall.
Thank you. We would like to invite those who are interested to join us in the Brothers Dining Hall for the Earth Holders group. That is a kind of sangha or community that we have in our tradition that is practicing to embrace the earth and be embraced by the earth. To be held. It is looking into, since today is the climate march, it is the opportunity for us to look into ways that we can live and practice that will support nature, including us. I guess we are a big part of that. So if that is resonating with you and you would like to learn a little bit about that and have a chance to share in a group about that, and possibly look at ways we can become engaged on that level, please join us at the time. Thank you.
And so after Dharma sharing at 1 o'clock, we'll all have lunch together across the road in the blue building. And at 1:45 till 2:30, the bookshop will be open for anybody who would like to visit the bookshop. And I think the meditation hall team would greatly appreciate a hand if we could all take the mats and cushions to each side of the room, and so put the chairs back on the chair rack over in the corner. So thank you, everybody. Oh, and
So dear friends, for the Dharma sharing session, maybe we suggest, because we see there's a lot of teens here, so we would like to make a separate group for you, so you can fully benefit from the practice, and you can ask questions directly from your heart, share your practice. We see hands of all of the teens. Okay, yeah, and then would you like to have your own group for the Dharma sharing? Yeah. Okay, so maybe we'll have one group for teens, and for the young adults, we see there's a lot of you. Okay, so the teens, you can meet in the J Kindle Hall. Do you know where that is? It's the green group on the other side of the road. And then for the young adults, there are so many of us here, so maybe we can have 2 separate groups. So one group will be here in the meditation hall, and the other group will be in the yurt. Okay. And then for the Earth Holder group, can you raise your hand if you're interested in that particular topic? Great. And then where would you like to be? In the broader dining hall. Okay. So for the Earth Holder group, we can meet in the broader dining hall. Okay. So, and everyone else will be in the sister dining hall. So we have 2 groups already. 2 young groups. Maybe for the parents and for the less younger adults, we can meet in the sister dining hall. Okay. So, facilitator. That will be.